development in riverine communities within Ondo's southern senatorial district. Speaking on the bill, Senator Ibrahim emphasized the importance of the proposed coastal states in accelerating the socio-economic growth of the region, particularly its riverine areas. Addressing concerns over alleged plans to incorporate the Ondo Southern Senatorial District into the proposed Ijebu state, the senator opposed the idea as he declared the district must remain part of the current Ondo state or the proposed coastal state. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja from his visits to France and South Africa. This concludes his 33rd foreign trip since assuming office 18 months ago. President Tinubu was in France from November 27 to December 1st, 2024 for a three-day state visit on the invitation of his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, where both leaders signed two agreements to ensure a partnership on developing critical infrastructure and the long-term sustenance of agriculture and food security. And on December 2nd, the president departed France for South Africa, where he and the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa co-chaired the 11th Binational Commission between Nigeria and South Africa in Cape Town. The Senate has revised the bill aimed at prohibiting the export of maize, introducing a provision for a minimum one-year jail term for individuals convicted of exporting unprocessed maize in large quantities. The amended bill, originating from the House of Representatives, seeks to ban the exportation of maize and its derivatives in substantial commercial amounts. Following consideration of its clauses at the Committee of the Whole, the bill was approved through voice votes by the majority of senators. The revised provision states that any individual who exports, facilitates the export, induces another person to export, or attempts to export unprocessed maize, whether in grains or on cobs, fresh or dry in large commercial quantities of at least 1 metric ton or more, is guilty of an offense. Ahead of the December 7th general elections in Ghana, former President Goodluck Jonathan has led a delegation of the West African Elders Forum observation mission to Accra. This was made known by the forum's communications officer, Wealth Dixon Ominabo, in a statement made available to the newsmen in Abuja. Ominabo, in a statement, quoted Jonathan on arrival in Ghana, urging Ghanaians to be patriotic and work for peaceful, free, and transparent elections. He commended the people of Ghana for their enduring commitment to democratic values, adding that Ghana's history of peaceful political transitions serves as a beacon for democratic governance across Africa. The Nigerian Army has organized a workshop aimed at enhancing cooperation between the military, media, and other security agencies to address the growing challenges posed by the digital media landscape. The event, held at the Nigerian Army School of Public Relations and Information in Giri, Abuja, brought together and paramilitary representatives, media professionals, and online publishers. Kikia Loma Okere has details.
The workshop themed Leveraging Digital Social Media Influence for Effective Military Operation Within a Joint Environment was designed to explore how media can serve as a force multiplier in supporting military operations. The acting Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, who was represented by the Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Major General Nosakari Ubu, emphasized the media's pivotal role in supporting the Army's constitutional duties in promoting the national security. He commended the media for their roles in reporting the Army's achievements and reinforcing the need to combat fake news to foster public confidence in the military.
The media shapes not only the public perception, opinion, and narratives, but also influences and galvanizes public support, which is a vital variable for operational successes. To this end, the continuous and seamless collaboration between the Nigerian Army and the media must be maintained at all times.
The Director of Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwanchukwu, highlighted the crucial roles of the media in shaping public perception, particularly in the era where digital platforms often fueled misinformation and disinformation. He noted that while social media presents opportunities for the military to communicate its successes, it also poses risk by spreading false information that can undermine public trust and national security.
Ladies and gentlemen, is also organized as part of efforts by the Nigerian Army to further enhance the existing relationship amongst stakeholders in information management, the Nigerian Army and the public in the interest of national security and nation building.
The Commandant, Nigerian Army of Public Relations and Information, Lieutenant General Adam, says the workshop is aimed to strengthen the partnership between the military and the media to foster understanding, improve information management, and craft positive narrative to back national security efforts.
It is high time we realize that in modern warfare, the media plays a pivotal role for any successful military operations. This is because the media space has become the ultimate decider of who wins or loses the war. Therefore, the need to always collaborate with media for successful military operations becomes paramount for promoting the right narrative and messaging.
The workshop elaborates the importance of seamless collaboration between the Nigerian Army and the media in achieving national security goals. Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Meanwhile, the Zamfara State Oceans direct 2 villages in Dansadao District, Maru local government area of the state. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Mohammed Shehu Dalijan, made the claim during a telephone conversation. Confirming the explosion at Yatasha village along Dansadao Road, CP Dalijan says only 1 person died, while 3 others sustained varying degrees of injuries. Recall that earlier reports say an unconfirmed number of travelers were confirmed dead after a vehicle conveying them ran on explosives planted along the Dansadao Gusau Road in the Maru local government area of Zamfara State, planted by some bandits after the completion of community work on the road. In a bid to ensure the development of quality infrastructure across Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma has been touring various ongoing projects aimed at addressing the state's infrastructure gaps and improving the quality of life for its residents. Amarachi Ibe was on the governor's entourage and now reports.
The governor began his tour at the most completed is expected to boost tourism, create job opportunities, and elevate Imo State's profile on the global stage. The governor moved to the Control Maria Santa Cathedral flyover, a critical infrastructure project aimed at easing traffic congestion in the state capital. The flyover is expected to significantly improve the flow of movements within Owerri.
So all we have seen is all the facility and international conference center, 80% complete. We saw the flyover at Assumpta Cathedral roundabout, almost 70% complete. You've come to Olu, you've seen the road, the Banana Junction to Eziashi, and the government house are next. In our quest to decentralize government, we have taken it upon us to build a government house annex in Olu and another one in Okibu.
Next on the list was the ongoing rehabilitation of Eziachi-Olu Road, a key link road connecting several communities. This road, which has long been in a state of disrepair, is being revitalized to enhance access and improve transportation for residents. Governor Hope Uzodinma also visited the new government house annex. He commended the contractors for staying on the track with the project timeline and emphasized the importance of such projects in boosting governance efficiency.
It's not only a federal road, it's also connecting some other states. From here you can get to Anambra State. From here you can get to Akwa Ibom State and Abia State. And the level of devastation is so alarming that ordinarily one will assume that it's above the strength of a state government. But we have borrowed courage somehow to see how we can rescue our people from this malady.
Some residents of Eziachi expressed gratitude to the governor for reconstructing the road.
Before now, it has been flooded, and in fact, I don't even follow this road going back home from because of the flood. Sometimes there are cases of where children are being drawn along the line. So it's a very serious problem.
The governor also visited the Imo State Teaching Hospital, Olu, where a 200-bed medical facility is being constructed, which is expected to significantly improve the healthcare service for the people of Imo State. Governor Hope Uzodinma shifted his focus to the Umuchima erosion site, a long-standing ecological challenge threatening the livelihood and safety of residents in the south and north of the state, assuring the communities that his administration is fully committed to controlling the erosion and preventing further damage to the area. He expressed confidence that the project will be completed in record time with significant improvement to both the environment and the safety of residents. With the governor's assurance and ongoing efforts to address key infrastructure needs, residents remain hopeful that this project will bring long-lasting improvement to the state, enhancing the well-being and quality of life for all. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Trade Union Congress, TUC, has cautioned state governments against announcing a minimum wage that is not negotiated with organized labor at the state level. President of Congress, Festus Osifo, stated this in Abuja while speaking at the end of the National Executive Council meeting of the Central Labor Body. He explained that minimum wage is not a standalone wage structure, but also consequential adjustment of wages that involves other categories of workers. The TUC boss, who bemoaned the industrial dispute over wages in Cross River and Zamfara states, urged the two states to be responsive to the welfare of its workers. The Edo State Police Command has ordered an investigation into the circumstances that led to the death of a former chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Comrade Kaduna Eboigbodi, at a police checkpoint in Benin City. The command spokesman, SP Moses Yamu, stated that the State Commissioner of Police, Umoru Ozigi, gave the order while commiserating with the widowed family and friends of the deceased over the loss and praised for the repose of his soul. Reports say Oboigbodi was driving with his spouse on Monday in Benin City when the police stopped him and demanded his vehicle particulars, which he provided. But the discrepancy in the document sparked a heated argument as the police were said to have accused him of driving a stolen vehicle. The situation, according to reports, degenerated into argument and Eboigbodi, who had become infuriated, slumped on the spot. The trial of the immediate past governor of Kwara State, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, and his finance commissioner, Engineer Demola Banu, have been arraigned before Justice Mahmood Abdul Ghaffar of the Kwara State High Court in Ilorin over alleged stealing and mismanagement of public funds to the tune of 5.78 billion naira. The governor and his finance commissioner were among others accused of having conspired to steal money meant for payment of salaries of teachers working with the Kwara State Universal Basic Education Board, UBEC. However, the duo pleaded not guilty and were consequently admitted to bail, and the case was adjourned for trial. At the resumed hearing on Wednesday, the AFCC presented its first witness, Abubakar Hassan, an Assistant Director of Finance, Universal Basic Education Commission, who told the court that the Kwara State government misappropriated about 5 billion naira meant to execute projects at primary and junior secondary schools between 2013 and 2015 when Abdul Fattah Ahmed held sway as governor. Some members of the Nigerian Armed Forces retirees under the umbrella of the Coalition of Military Pensioners in Abuja reportedly shut down the Federal Ministry of Finance over the non-payment of their 20% to 28% salary increments from January to November 2024. The retired military officers who came from different chapters lamented the failure of the federal government to pay them their entitlement. Hence, they demand payment of palliatives from October 2023 to November 2024 payment of 32,000 naira added to pension payment of security debarment allowance in bulk, and refund of deductions made from the pensions of medically boarded soldiers, among others. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where Midday News returns. Colombia's finance minister resigns amid bribery allegations. Details of this, as well as business and sports stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the Midday News. In business, the Naira on Wednesday appreciated to 1,695 Naira per dollar in the parallel market, from 1,725 Naira per dollar on Tuesday, but remained stable at 1,672.69 Naira per dollar in the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, NAFEM. Data from the Financial Market Dealers Quotation showed that the indicative exchange rate for the Naira has maintained stability since Monday following the commencement of live foreign exchange trade on Bloomberg BMatch system. The volume of dollars traded grew by 4.4% to $216.99 million from $207.86 million traded on Tuesday. Consequently, the margin between parallel markets and NAFEM rate narrowed to 22.31%, 22.31 Naira per dollar from 52.31 Naira per dollar on Tuesday. Bitcoin has soared past the $100,000 mark, driven by a surge in investor confidence following United States President-elect Donald Trump's pivot towards a pro-crypto stance. The cryptocurrency, which climbed to $103,800 on Thursday, saw a remarkable 50% rise since Trump's election victory in November. The rally gained momentum after Trump nominated Paul Atkins, a prominent crypto advocate, to lead the Securities and Exchange Commission. Conversion centers for the compressed natural gas, CNG, has increased to 158 in 2024 from 7 in 2023. This, according to the program's director and chief executive of the Presidential Committee on Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Engineer Michael Oluwagbemi, indicated an increase of more than 2,000%. Oluwagbemi, speaking during a panel discussion themed From Policy to Practice, Strengthening Domestication for Economic Development at the 13th Practical Nigerian Content Forum in Bayelsa State, says the goal of increasing the number of conversion centers is to facilitate converting petrol cars to compressed natural gas, CNG vehicles, and creating a robust market for CNG stations. He further stressed that PI CNG plans to increase the number of conversion centers to 1,000 more to meet the increasing needs of CNG stakeholders. The Ministry of Solid Minerals Development has been urged to focus on lithium production to increase revenue generation in Nigeria. The House of Representatives made the call sequel to the adoption of a motion by Victor Obuzo, representing the PDP in Rivers State at plenary in Abuja. Moving the motion, Obuzo lamented that in spite of the abundance of mineral deposits nationwide, the mining sector had remained underdeveloped. He recalled that the mining, which was a major contributor to the economy in the 90s, reached its peak in the 1950s, contributing between 4% and 5% of GDP. On the foreign scene, French Prime Minister Michel Barnier has been ousted in a dramatic no-confidence vote. This is coming just 3 months into his tenure and has thrown France into a political crisis. Reports gathered say a total of 331 out of 577 lawmakers voted against Barnier's fragile centrist government, making him the first prime minister to fall to such a motion since 1962. The defeat comes after Barnier's controversial decision to push through the 2025 budget using a constitutional loophole. bypassing a parliamentary vote, a move that triggered outrage across the political spectrum. Colombian Finance Minister Ricardo Bonilla has resigned at the request of President Gustavo Petro after accusations that he turned a blind eye to the bribery of parliamentarians. Former advisor accused Bonilla last week of knowing that lawmakers were being paid off in return for backing key reforms promised by Petro. The Attorney General's office alleges the bribes were paid with $200,000 taken from public funds, but Bonilla has maintained his innocence. However, Petro says at a press conference that Bonilla would be replaced by his deputy, Diego Guevara. In sports, Super Falcons and Paris FC shortstopper Chiamaka Nnadozie has been named in the final shortlist of 5 to battle for the prestigious CAF Women's Player of the Year to be decided at the Palais des Congrès de Marrakech, Morocco on December 16th. The Confederation of African Football unveiled the top 5 nominees in each of the women's categories at the upcoming 2024 CAF Awards, with Nnadozie also listed for the Women's Goalkeeper of the Year prize, which she incidentally won last year. According to the Continental Soccer ruling body, the 2024 CAF Awards cover the period from January to October this year. And that's it on the Midday News on Global Television, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.